Each day we air our own version of The Tonight Show, except it's not at night and we don't have any musical guests. But we do have a great host. Marymount Manhattan College musical theater student Kate Glennon. Kate will keep you up to date on all things Transplant games for the next 4 days. Check her out right here on The Hub each and every day at 3:30 Eastern. Don't miss her. She rocks. Trust me, I know.
Welcome to Live from the Meadowlands. I'm your host, Kate Glennon. Each day of the games, we will share with you the stories of the recipients, donor families, living donors, and all of the supporters, sponsors, and team behind the Transplant Games. This year looks very different than every other, but is no less important, no less impactful, and the mission and message remain the same. Spread the word about organ donation and save more lives. On that note, over the next 4 days, we will talk to the people who help deliver on this mission, and each day of the games focuses on distinct groups within our transplant family. Friday, today, is our opening day. Tonight's main event features the opening ceremony. Saturday is all about living donors, and all of our programming will be about these very generous souls who have donated kidney and livers to help save another life. Sunday is a day that we will honor loved ones lost with Donor Remembrance Day. Monday, we will honor a number of heroes within the New Jersey community. First responders, frontline workers, and of course, our military families. We will also close the games for this year and look ahead to 2022. Speaking of planning the games, joining me now is my mom, Elisse Glennon, director of the New Jersey Sharing Network Foundation. Mom, welcome.
Hi, Kate. Great to be here.
You are the head of the local organizing committee for the games. What does that mean?
That means that I have had the honor and the privilege to work with our partners throughout New Jersey, work with Team Liberty on planning these games. Had the honor of working with the team at the Transplant Life Foundation and the Transplant Games of America to bring the games here to New Jersey.
Nice, awesome. And how long have you been working on the planning for this event?
Believe it or not, back in 2016, a bunch of us attended the Cleveland Games to kind of check things out. So really, the idea was born back then, and we submitted the bid the following year. So I would say we've been working on the games for about 5 years now.
Ooh, that's awesome. The games are finally here. How does it feel?
It feels great. There's a lot of excitement here in the Meadowlands area and across New Jersey as the team came together earlier this week to put the final touches on things for both our local audience here in this region and, of course, the audience watching across the country and around the world.
Mm-hmm. That's great. The community support has been pretty robust. Tell us about how the community has welcomed the games.
Well, I have to say I have been very impressed, I'd say, or moved by the fact that when we had to postpone the games due to the pandemic and kind of rethink of how we were going to do everything, we weren't sure if everybody would really stick with us, and they really did. The community has been a tremendous support. Everybody wanted to make sure that this event happened here for our families, for our transplant recipients, for the patients waiting, and here we are. We made it happen.
Right, that's amazing. What do you want to say to our online viewers about the games and what they can expect?
Well, they can expect exciting programming. They can expect to be inspired. But what I hope they really get out of the games is that there is hope for the more than 115,000 people currently awaiting a life-saving transplant. I hope they see through watching the programming that there's an entire community of people at our transplant programs, at our hospitals, at our organ procurement organizations, and at organizations like the Transplant Life Foundation who are here working on their behalf day in and day out.
That's awesome, and I'm sure that they will. Thank you, Mom, so much. We're looking forward to a lot of storytelling over the next few days.
Thanks for having me at Live from the Meadowlands.
Let's talk about tonight. It's opening day, and the crowd at American Dream is pretty psyched to get these games started. They're anxiously awaiting tonight's programming, which includes the parade of athletes and, of course, the opening ceremony. The Open was filmed about a month ago at the Prudential Center. We will hear from game sponsors, Team Liberty, see this year's heartstrings stories, and of course the arrival of the torch and lighting of the cauldron. All of this is hosted by a great friend of the Transplant Games, Olivier Sedra. He joins us now. Hi, Olivier.
Hi, Kate. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Excited for these games.
Amazing. Olivier, you first hosted in Cleveland, and when you and I have talked before, you've shared that it was so moving for you. Tell me about that experience.
It was something that I never expected. It was something that moved my insides to the point of I yearned to be part of this type of community. Mm-hmm. This group of donors and recipients and their families, when they come together, it's like no other. It's a group of people that they care for one another in a different kind of a way. They understand each other and the trials that they go through. Somebody who hasn't been part of that, you can only attempt to understand and sympathize with one. I feel it's more of you can appreciate that somebody's going through something, but you can never really understand it yourself.
Right.
But within that community is a completely different story. You have thousands and thousands of people that gather together in one place, and they all know what the other person's been through in some capacity. And I think that in itself, it created in me something that not only do I care about it, but I feel obliged. I truly believe in to whom much is given, much is required. And I work with very special people behind the scenes. And because of those people and because of the efforts that they put forth, I feel like that responsibility also landed on me. So it's just a different feel. And if you're part of that and you've experienced it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I mean when I say that the community is such that they're just intertwined. And if you're not, and you're new to it, sit back and observe and talk and have conversations, and you'll soon learn just what I did, that it's not just a community, it's a family.
Right.
And I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you're a part of this community and family now. Why are you so passionate about the games?
It's the people more than anything. And they go through things that we don't understand. But at the same time, they have so much compassion for others. I've had the opportunity in Cleveland to be introduced to the games, but more so to be introduced to the people that make the games possible, that are competing within the games, that really create that family environment. Mm-hmm. And the producer of our plethora of broadcasts that we do, Sue and I are pretty tight. And we had an opportunity to sit at a table. We broke bread with about 10 different people that we met in Cleveland at the time. Just walking down the street, they flagged us down. They're like, why don't you come and join us? So instead of talking shop, we decided to sit down and just hang out. The people we hung out with were all recipients.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it sounds cool just to hear it.
Yeah.
But when you sit in front of a group of 10 people, and this person, you got a liver transplant, this person got a kidney transplant, this person had double lung transplant, and this person and that person each got a heart transplant. Then you start realizing that that table was a microcosm of what this whole mission is people helping people. And their lives are so precious that if you don't put value on them the way they do, you're probably living the wrong way. So they're definitely the inspiration for me.
Right. That's an amazing story that you all came together that way.
Yeah, it was incredible. Flagged us down in the middle of the street. I was like, yeah, sure, let's hang out. Next thing you know, I'm like sobbing. I'm like on the inside because you kind of have to hold your composure.
Right.
But till this day, I could sit there and talk to Sue about it. And there are pauses in our conversation because of how impactful just sitting there was,
Right.
and hearing those stories. And I know you've had stories as well, and this resonates with you and your family. So
Oh yeah.
it's not short of amazing to say that I was part of something like that.
I completely agree. So what is your favorite thing about the games?
I think the camaraderie between everybody, like outside of the fact that it's a family and everybody's super cool and they hang out with each other and they look forward to seeing each other every 2 years. They keep coming back, and we've got medal winners. Like literally, we've had people who've been to games after games after games after games. They're like, and they show up like they used to be like this rookie on a team, and now they're at 20th games, and they've won 40 different medals, and they keep coming back, and everybody knows everybody, and they look forward to it. And now it's kind of like I get to do that too with them.
Yeah.
I get to experience it with them and grow with them and meet new people and meet new hosts and see how the growth happens. You know, it's fun to be a part of something like that, and I think it's such a blessing for me. It's one thing to stand in front of a camera and host an event, but it's another thing after the cameras go off. And we get to walk around, and you start seeing faces that you've seen before, and recognizing someone, and they call out your name, and you just hang out and have conversations. And for just a moment, it's normal. It's like anybody else. But then when you stop and look up and look around, you're like, oh yeah. Like, we're in a different city with new people and new adventures and more lives being saved and growing the mission and spreading the word, organ donation. It's really, really important.
Yeah. Yeah, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger every year.
I know.
What we want.
Biggest one yet. Biggest one yet.
Yeah. No, that is awesome. Well, it's my first game, so what tips can you give me?
You're asking me to give you tips. She may be like the rookie between us, but she's no rookie. Don't stop. I know I met you. I know you a little bit. Don't stop doing what you do. Don't stop talking about it. Don't stop having those conversations, because for you, they end up being normal conversations. For everybody else, it's an eye-opening experience. It's a learning opportunity, and it's how we expand the footprint. It's how we build the mission. It's how we continue the mission, by having those conversations. And I think it's a seamless thing that you've had the conversations a million times. Now you just do it on a chair with a camera in front of you. And it's a great thing for the games. It's a great thing for you to be a part of it. Because like I said, you have such a tie to it that it's such a natural thing. So happy to be a part of it, and happy that we have like new blood coming in.
Yeah. Well, thank you for those tips.
Sure.
It's an unusual year. We're coming out of a year-long pandemic. We are doing a hybrid version of the games and missing all of you who are joining us via the Event Hub. We hope you tune in each day of the games, check in with each other, and watch all of the great programming that we have to offer. Have a great Friday, and we'll see you tomorrow here on Live from the Meadowlands.
Let's go, baby.